Corporate bonds, unique convertible feature. Now, as mentioned earlier, bonds across all three issuers have similar features. However, each have their own unique feature that's going to be covered in this section. Now, corporations may issue convertible bonds, which allow an investor to convert their bonds into a predetermined amount of common stock of the issuer. Now, the test is basically going to want you to be able to answer 4 questions. How many shares can you convert a bond into? At what price should the bond be selling to be at parity? At what price should the stock be selling to be at parity? And lastly, should the investor continue holding his bond or convert it to stock? Now, these questions are going to supply you with 2 out of 3 variables, and they can become very easy points on the exam. Basically, if you set up a mini chart and fill out the given variables, you can simply solve for the 3rd variable. And I like to set this up as a stock versus bond chart to compare the value of the bond converted to stock with the value of the bond left intact. So to begin, find the number of shares received when converting bonds into stock by dividing the bond's par value by the conversion price. Then you simply want to compare the converted stock value to the bond value. And we're going to use examples to answer all 4 questions. Question number 1. How many shares can you convert the bond into? Now, this is a very easy formula that you're going to use to begin each question. We're going to use a par value of $1,000, and the conversion price will be given to us in the question. So we're going to take the par value and divide it by the conversion price. Now, if we assume a $20 conversion price, our formula is simply $1,000 divided by $20 equals 50 shares of common stock. Question number 2. At what price should the bond be selling to be at parity? Now, parity means that the value would be equal if the bond is converted or unconverted. Now, this question is going to give you the conversion price and the current stock price, asking you to find the bond's price. So using our example above, the bond could be converted to 50 shares of common stock with a $20 conversion price. The first step, we're just going to take a $1,000 par value divided by the $20 conversion price, and it's going to give us 50 shares of common stock. Now, assume for a minute they give you a market price for the common stock of $20. If we plug that into our stock versus bond chart, our comparison would show that the converted stock equals the bond's market price. We're at parity. So if you look at the illustration, you've got 50 shares of stock times a $20 market price is $1,000. The bond's market price is $1,000. We're at parity, whether we continue holding the bond, which is worth $1,000, or if we convert it to 50 shares of stock at a $20 trading price for the stock, it's $1,000. We're at parity. However, if we're given a market price for common stock of $25, you would simply use the common stock price multiplied by the shares to arrive at the price that the bond would have to trade at to be at parity. So you would have 50 shares times the $25 market price that they gave us is $1,250. So with the stock trading at a price of $25, the bond would have to be trading at $1,250 to be in parity. Question number 3. At what price should the stock be selling to be at parity? Now, this question is going to give you the conversion price and the current bond price, asking you to find the stock's price. Now, if a bond price of $1,250 is presented, you would simply divide the bond's price by the number of shares to reach the price at which the stock should trade to be at parity. Again, you're giving the bond value of $1,250. You just want to take that $1,250 divided by the 50 shares, shows you a stock price of $25 to be at parity. This is basically a 2-part question. You're going to take 1,000 divided by 20. Again, you're going to take the par value of the bond of $1,000 divided by the conversion price of 20 to show you that you've got 50 shares of common stock. The bond's market price is $1,250, and you're going to take that bond's price divided by the 50 common shares, gives you a $25 common stock price required for parity. Question number 4. Should the investor continue holding his bond or convert his bond to stock? Now this question gives you all the variables. You simply need to compare them. You're going to receive a price for the stock and a price for the bond. Now occasionally you'll see a question containing a call provision. And using our same example, let's assume that we're given a market price for the common stock of $23 a share, and the bond has a call provision at $104. Comparing the converted value of $11.50 to the value of $10.40, if the bond is held and called away, the investor should convert the bond and sell the stock. Again, if you look at a price of $104, again, as we learned earlier, you're just going to add a zero. That would be $1,040 for the bond getting called away. They gave us a price of $23 for the stock, times 50 shares is $1,150. The greater value is the stock.